Hey, this is Eli Campbell. You know, Steamboat is renowned worldwide for skiing, biking, and all that our natural playground has to offer. We're fortunate, though, that the natural beauty here attracts more than just outdoor enthusiasts. From local legends to world-class acts, amazing musicians regularly play the venues in our little corner of Northwest Colorado. Join me as I explore the stories and experiences of these talented artists who bring unforgettable performances to Steamboat. This is your Steamboat Sound Check. Welcome to the Steamboat Sound Check podcast presented by McCrite Progressive Dentistry. Eli Campbell here with you. Really excited to be joined this morning by Carey Harmon of Railroad Earth, drummer, percussionist, and all around great musician for an incredible band. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking some time this morning. You guys are going to be playing the Strings Music Pavilion on February 21st. But before we get to that, I want to go back many years to kind of how you even became a drummer to begin with. I read that it was almost by accident in the fourth grade. Your school asked you to pick an instrument and you said saxophone. And they didn't have any, so they handed you some drumsticks and said, "Here, we'll give you this to kind of appease you, and then we'll see where that takes you." And I wonder if that ever brings moments of sitting back and kind of wondering the what ifs of life. What if they had a saxophone, and how moments like that have shaped your views of life's unexpected turns?
That's the way everything is, right? You just don't know. Every little decision, every little event that happens takes you on a path that you're right with new events and new decisions. And yeah, who knows? The fact that that went the way it did to the fact that this band even found each other when we did, but that's amazed that you found that story or that story lives. That's pretty funny. It's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Because I knew in fourth grade that the saxophone was basically the electric guitar of school band. And if you were going to impress the girls, which at that point were flute players, that you wanted to play saxophone. That was the certain instrument, no question.
Have you ever
And
had the opportunity to pick up a saxophone since then and give it a try?
I have because I spent years in a band with Andy, and he was a great sax player. So I tried. It wasn't great.
It turned out it was better for you to move
Yeah,
towards the drumming path.
it turned
Now
out I
it's
have this
been
natural problem of moving my hand all the time, and we just put drumsticks in it, so it worked. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been nearly 25 years since Railroad Earth formed, and Colorado played kind of a pivotal role in your early success after recording a simple live to tape demo back in 2001. You guys pretty quickly landed a spot at Telluride Bluegrass Festival, which kind of catapulted you from playing small New Jersey bars to one of the most world-renowned bluegrass festivals that there is. What were your expectations for that demo? And how do you feel that quick trajectory from forming a band to playing Telluride kind of help you see the potential for what the band could become?
I think it blew all our minds because this band had such a quick trajectory, but we had all at that point been in other bands. So we were on the slow burn as far as musicians were concerned. We had a lot of experience, but we had all had projects we loved that we thought were great that didn't really get that kind of reception. So I certainly didn't even know I was in a band. Because Tim at the time was producing a lot of singer-songwriter records, so I would be called in to come in and play on those. And I knew Todd and other guys from Good Homes, and we all just kind of were satellites in Northwest New Jersey. I was still living in Brooklyn, but we would get together and do stuff. This was a similar project. Tim had some stuff he wanted to try to put some drums on. We sat down and we basically made Black Bear. We didn't really realize what was going on.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that basically brought you to Telluride, which was your 10th gig overall as a band that you didn't even know that you were in at that point. And from there, almost overnight, you guys were signed to a record deal, which, we live in a world now where through social media, there's a lot of stories of overnight success through viral videos and things like that. But that was back in a time where it was a bit of a rarity to be kind of quote unquote found so early. People would have to put many miles in a bus and travel to a lot of small gigs and things like that. What did that moment of validation mean to you guys? And, did you ever wrestle with kind of feelings with such quick propulsion of the band of like almost an imposter syndrome of like, are we really as good as what everyone is telling us we are?
yeah, oh, for sure. I think we had to catch up and become a band real quick and make a second record and honestly do what every good band does, which is try to survive the first 3 or 4 years. They're just so pivotal because there's usually the notoriety that might come with what we did right away didn't necessarily come along with the finance of that. So it was pretty lean and pretty rough, and none of us were 20. We had done this already in different things. So the fact that we all were able to put up with that for the first few years and get through this so that we could be here and be a band was huge. But yeah, it blew our minds. I didn't know a whole lot about Telluride. I didn't know a lot about High Sierra. And that first summer we wound up at these festivals, kind of looking around and learning about the music as much as anybody else. We kind of walked into the scene. We're like, oh, this is interesting. We just didn't know. We knew what we were making, we loved, but we didn't know that there was an audience for it. We had no idea.
And it's interesting too, because you're from New Jersey. The band is from New Jersey. You said you were living in Brooklyn, but it's not like those are hot spots for bluegrass music. New Jersey's more known for Bruce Springsteen and rock, or Lauryn
Yeah.
Hill, or the Misfits in the punk world. Coming
Yeah.
from that environment, do you think that that helped you kind of carve out the unique sound for Railroad Earth? And did those music influences really help you kind of find that progressive element that still found a place in the bluegrass fan base?
I think it definitely makes it unique. I think we can't help but shed where we're from. So there's a certain approach that's probably different than a Colorado band picking up the same music or a California band. It's in the water, it's in everything in the environment. So I think we do approach it with a little more of a rock base, perhaps. I think the feel of the music's a little bit different than some others. So that's got to come from New York and New Jersey in our backgrounds. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and when you think traditional bluegrass, usually there's not percussion. There's no drum kit in traditional bluegrass. When you were forming and you were going to these original bluegrass types of festivals, was there any hesitation about the sound that you were bringing, especially you as a drummer? And how did the band embrace the progressive style? How did you kind of find the way to fit drums into what you guys were trying to produce?
Well, I think we had drums in mind, at least I think, from the very beginning, because we weren't a bluegrass band. Um, so it wasn't going to be a straight up bluegrass thing. I don't think that was ever what any of the guys had in mind. Um, it's a strange career choice for me to decide to play drums in a style of music that largely doesn't have it. It's there. It's in the banjo. It's in the guitar strum. It's in the mandolin chops. It's your snare drum. Like the ensemble is there for a reason. String bands figured out a way to not have percussion. They play percussion on the stringed instruments. So how do you get in there without screwing up the pocket of it? I think it's been fascinating to me because it's deceptively simple music as far as the drums would be concerned. But it's not. If you're flattening it out, that's the challenge to me. But as far as feeling uncomfortable in that scene, I can tell you we actually had a specific situation. We used to play Gray Fox in Massachusetts, New York, Massachusetts, Berkshires, but great festival, very cool. We played there a number of times, but the first time we went in there, I remember setting up the drums. We came on after Nickel Creek, who was absolutely the darlings at that point. And then all of a sudden the drum kit moves on stage and you could hear the chairs snapping. We call it chair snappers at the bluegrass festivals. And they started heading up the hill and you could hear just like a hiss and a boo and a general feeling of like, oh crap, here we go. And we kept some of them, but there was some that were not pleased. Yeah, for sure. So it was pretty funny.
Well, and there's certainly a place for it. We here in Steamboat, we have the Winter Wondergrass Festival, which they've always done a great job of bringing not just bluegrass, but just all around great music and great vibes. And as long as I think you're playing to that mentality, it has a fit anywhere that you are. And I think that shows with you guys sold out strings the last time that you were here in Steamboat. Do you have any memories from that performance or any reasons that you're really excited to come back to strings and play that atmosphere again?
It was just an amazing space. It was our first time there, so I didn't know what to expect from the venue, but it was great. Great place. We actually got into town the day before. It was the summer, right? It was warm. It wasn't cold. I remember.
It's not like what you're going to expect here in
I know.
February.
Well, listen, we've done Winter Wondergrass, so we've been there.
Yeah.
I remember just laughing through Winter Wondergrass sets like this is ridiculous. I can't even feel my hands.
I talk to Scotty with Winter Wondergrass all the time, and I say, we need to have the festival more often because it doesn't matter if he does it in February or in March. it's always snowing. He always brings cold and snow whenever the outdoor music is rocking, and it brings part of a unique atmosphere. How does playing a big festival like a Winter Wondergrass or Telluride Bluegrass, how does that kind of differ from a strings type of venue, which is very small and very intimate for what you guys bring to the stage?
I guess that all depends on the space. You know, some of the biggest settings are really intimate. Like Red Rocks is really intimate, which seems strange, but when you're on that stage, it doesn't feel massive and unsettling. It really that's the magic of that stage at Red Rocks. But I think strings is kind of an in-between space. It's very open at the same time, so it's a really, and I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, the height of the stage to the audience, it feels very connected. It doesn't feel like massive stage audience down here, distant. It felt very welcoming when we were there last time. So
Yeah, it's something I've always loved about seeing shows at the Strings venue. It is very intimate. It offers a lot of opportunity for interaction between the audience and the performers, if the performer is open to storytelling and interacting with the audience. And I think we have, I mean, I'm a little biased, but I think we have great music appreciators, music lovers here in our community that love to see true musicians on stage. So it opens it up for a great experience. Now, with nearly 25 years of the band, is there anything that you guys are looking ahead to for celebrating a 25th anniversary next year? I know that, your 20th would have been right around COVID, so probably didn't get to do a whole lot then, but anything that you're looking forward to the quarter century mark?
you're right. We did get kind of we had a problem with the 20th because nobody was doing anything, which was frustrating. But honestly, we're working on a record. We have music we've been creating, we've been doing that, so that's really exciting. We have a lineup that we really love now. It's been put through its things as far as ups and downs, but where we are now is really great. We're excited about making the music we're making. We're going to try to get it all recorded and have a big year next year. Really dig into this one because we didn't get the 20th. So really be out there a lot. Certainly with a new record, maybe some re-releases, some old stuff, and yeah, I think we're going to rally around this one because you don't know. We don't know if we'll get the 30th, and we missed
Yeah.
the 20th. So yeah, let's go all out with this one for sure. We're excited for that.
Yeah, I guess that's one thing that we all learned from the COVID experience was you don't know. You don't know if the concerts are going to be happening next year. You don't know what is. So really take an appreciation for the opportunities that we get. So,
Right, for
well,
sure.
I want to say I appreciate you taking the opportunity to talk to me. I know that you guys are going to be out here February 21st for what will be a great show at the Strings Music Pavilion, and look forward to seeing you then and wish you the best up until then.
Thanks, Eli. I appreciate it.